Good afternoon. I've got the information on the Golden Slipper meeting for 2020. I'm Gary Robinson for www.horseracingaustralia.info. Don't forget we've got a new book coming out this week, and I'll notify you as soon as that's available for sale. But one of the interesting plans we had was a last start winner plan, and it's based on, well, obviously where the horse ran last start, particularly when they're running at Rosehill. Anyway, for the time being, let's just have a little bit of a look at the races, and we'll go straight to the Golden Slipper, which is race 7. Okie doke, and as usual, it's a fairly open market, but you can see, looking at our gauge here, where we look at other ratings and where they are placed, you can see here that Hanseatic comes up tops in everything, even though it's second rated by a little bit. Tagaloa comes right on top. A couple of reds there and one red for away game, and away game hadn't even been in my mind, I have to say. So let's have a look at the main chances. First of all, let's start with the current favourite, which I think is Farnan, and it's had 4 wins from 5. Last start it ran really well, led all the way and won by nearly 2 lengths. That was on a slow 7 track at Randwick. Won by 3 1/4 lengths at Rosehill the start before that. Also won at Wyong, also won at Canberra. Okie doke. So Farnan from Barrier 14 is regarded as a little bit of a problem. However, it's going to be a fine day on Saturday and the tracks are going to be good. If we look at Tagaloa, obviously it won the Blue Diamond. That was a brilliant win, even though it only won by a neck. It was wide all the way, which actually at Caulfield can be a good thing. Anyway, 5th at the turn, ran a good second behind Farnan. Beaten a little bit under 2 lengths. I wonder whether it didn't like the wet track, but also it was its first run going around the Sydney way of going. Okay, looking at the next runner we've got, which is everybody's very keen about. Also ran second to Tagaloa, so got to be considered. Before that, won twice at Caulfield, also won at Sandown. Was 7th at the turn to finish first, but it's almost a straight run at Sandown, so can't take too much notice of that. Certainly a top colt. That was its first run over 1200, and a little bit disappointing, but it was a bit slow away. When we look at away game now, this one at Caulfield was 4th behind Tagaloa in the Blue Diamond. That's the form guide for this, but before that was a good win by just over 2 lengths. That was at Randwick, so that was a great win. The Gold Coast before that, and before that at Doomben. Okay, so that's going well. So let's have a look. The main chances. Obviously, we're going to focus around these 3. We've got Tagaloa, Hanseatic and away game. A lot of the form there based around the Blue Diamond. If you look at Montecera, at Flemington, was second but beaten 4 1/2 lengths last start, but it had a big win back in November here by 3 1/2 lengths. That was a good run, but its best run once again behind Tagaloa in the Blue Diamond. So that's where the form seems to be coming from. And as I said, we know about Farnham. The rest of them, well, in the Golden Slipper, practically nothing gets missed out as a chance. Now, what I want to show you next, this is the GTX program, and what I've come up with is a little plan here. All I'm looking at is last start winners. So they've already come up, but I'll show you the process anyway. So basically, I just press run, and all of a sudden they come out. Now, I can print those out, and when I print those out, it looks like this. Okie doke. There's the full size field, and we're looking at a number of first up runners in each of these. Now, just looking back at what we've done in the new book, How to Win at Horse Racing Today, by the way, written by yours truly. What I found was most effective on good tracks were horses where the last start win, provided it was from a strong reference track. Like Rosehill. Rosehill to Rosehill is good. Randwick to Rosehill is good. Flemington is good to just about anywhere. Caulfield to Rosehill is not necessarily that great, but when you're dealing with your group races, it's quite a different thing. So you can see that in Rosehill race 1, we've got 4, 7, 8 and 12. Looking at race 1 at Rosehill, 4, 7, 8, 12. The only one that qualifies here is Sangria. That's number 7 in race 1. Now the reason that one qualifies is because its last win was at Flemington. Okie doke. So that's a good reference point. So we look in there and we can say on Sangria, and we just put a WF on there so we know that's one that we can back. At Rose Hill is number 7 Mugger 2. When we look at race 2, number 7 Mugger 2, and its last start winner was Canberra, is not a good reference. However, the previous one from Randwick is. So, you know, I'm going to sort of say to myself, well, okay, I've got to consider some of the things you've got to work out for yourself, but I've got to think to myself, well, hang on, that was a good run, and I don't know if it was the wet track, but anyway, so we'll go for that. Race 3, Paint the Town 2. Okie doke, in race 3, Paint the Town 2 is our 4th rated horse, so it doesn't qualify at all. Then we go to race 4, and we look at Natoya, is obviously qualified for win form because it's a last start winner at Randwick. Okay, alright, so moving right along in race 5, the selections are 2, 3 and 9, the only one of those that's in our top 3. Let's just put along here, we're going to take, we decided we would put, Mugger Town's in race 4 too, look at that. That's running in 2 races. No, that can't be right. Let's go back to, it only rates 5th in there, so in that race it wouldn't qualify as a bet. Natoya does, we've already done that. So, looking at race 5, the only one to qualify in the win form top 3 is Tayako Shark, so hard to beat. And in race 6, numbers 2 and 4. Okay, in race 6, numbers 2 and 4, Shadow Hero and Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest was a last start winner at Ellerslie, can't qualify, and Shadow Hero is a last start winner at Randwick, so it does. Now, so Shadow Hero qualifies. The reality is when we're looking at Sherwood Forest, so I'll just put a little query on there because that was a last start winner at Ellerslie, and obviously we can't quantify that, but when you're looking at 4 wins from 11 and a win form rating of 75.5 in that race over the 2400, it's hard to leave it out, isn't it? I don't know what prices is. Obviously we've already looked at Rose Hill race 7, and we know the last start winners in that race include Tegalo. Tegalo is not the last start winner. There are none, sorry. In race 8, last start winner is Porada, which was at Rose Hill, and if we go and have a look at him first up, was only beaten a neck first up last time, and happen to know that Mr. Hickman, the trainer, is actually setting for him for a first up win in this race. And finally, the last race of the day, what do we got here? Well, basically, if we have a look at the last race, the only horse we can look at is Soothing. It's the only last start winner. Soothing is our 5th rated horse, so it doesn't qualify for a bet anyway, even though that horse's win was a 2.8 length win at Flemington, which sort of qualifies it in this race, but not under our more special rules. Okie doke, so there's a bit of food for thought for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses there which qualify for a bet. Overall, we've done very well, averaging at about 30% winners for these, and a nice profit. Be very interesting to see how they go anyway. Have a wonderful golden slipper, and all the best. And thanks for watching, and watch for the new book coming out. You can go to our website, which is www.horseracingasaustralia.info. Click on the online store from Thursday, and you should be able to order the new book. Good luck, and thanks for watching.